what if the biggest financial decision of your retirement was based on a myth? A myth that could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most important choices you will ever make. It's a decision that can truly shape the quality of your life for decades. And that's the critical timing of your Social Security benefits. And listen, that's not just some hypothetical question. For millions of retirees, it is a financial reality. There's this persistent belief about Social Security. It's a piece of common wisdom that sounds right, it feels safe, but it's quietly costing people the comfortable and secure retirement they've worked their entire lives for. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this myth and give you the clarity you really need. And here's how we're going to do it. First up, we'll uncover that hidden myth itself. Then, we'll dive into why the stakes are so much higher today than they've ever been. We're going to reframe Social Security as your longevity insurance, which is a huge mental shift. Then, we'll walk through 3 practical steps to make a confident choice and find that guaranteed peace of mind. And finally, we'll nail down your single most powerful next step. So what's really at the heart of the problem? Look, this isn't about some obscure financial loophole. It's about a widespread misunderstanding that has just become accepted as fact, often passed down from one generation to the next. Just think about it for a second. What have you heard from your friends, from family, maybe even in financial articles over the years? What's the very first thing that pops into your head when you think about the right time to claim your benefits? For most people, the answer comes pretty quick. And there it is. The myth that filing for your benefits at the earliest possible moment, age 62, is the smartest move. And the logic. It seems simple enough, right? Get your money as soon as you can. Or you never know what the future holds. Or, my favorite, start collecting before the government changes the rules. It's a decision that's really rooted in a desire for control and, let's be honest, a fear of losing out. But this kind of short-term thinking often leads to some serious long-term regret because it completely overlooks a much bigger financial reality. Okay, so to really understand why this myth is so damaging today, we have to look at the modern retirement landscape. The world your parents retired in, that is not the world we're retiring in now. The rules of the game have totally changed, and the consequences of our choices, well, they've grown big time. Now, what's so fascinating is how these 4 things just pile on top of each other. First off, longevity risk. We are living longer than any generation in history. The 65-year-old couple today, there's a really high chance that at least one of them will live past age 90. That's 25, maybe 30 years of retirement you have to fund. Second, inflation risk. That longer life means more years for the rising cost of everything. Healthcare, housing, food, to just eat away at your savings. A check that feels okay at 65 can feel painfully small at 85. Third, and this one is so crucial, the reduction for filing early is permanent. It's not a temporary thing. It locks in a smaller check for the rest of your life. And finally, the survivor impact. When one spouse passes away, the household income drops a lot. The surviving spouse only gets to keep one benefit, the larger of the two. So your decision today directly decides the financial security of your partner long after you're gone. So when we talk about a permanent reduction, what are we really saying? Well, by filing at 62 instead of your full retirement age, which for most people is 66 or 67, you could be locking in a benefit that is up to 30% smaller. 30%. Just let that sink in. For every $1,000 you would have gotten, you're now getting just $700. And that's not just for a few years, that is for the rest of your life, and maybe the rest of your spouse's life too. This brings us to probably the most important mental shift in this whole conversation. We have to stop thinking about Social Security as just a retirement savings account. We need to start seeing it for what it truly is, the most powerful insurance policy you have against outliving your money. Thinking about it this way, well, it changes everything. It's not a pot of money you're trying to drain as fast as you can. It's a guaranteed, inflation-adjusted paycheck that shows up every single month for as long as you live. It's there to protect you in your 80s, your 90s, even beyond, especially when your other investments might have run out. And the best way to get the highest possible payout from this insurance policy is to wait. So how does this actually work? Well, the mechanism is called Delayed Retirement Credits, or DRCs for short. For every single year you wait past your full retirement age, the Social Security Administration automatically increases your future benefit by a guaranteed 8%. And you can keep earning these credits all the way up to age 70. This isn't some stock market return that's subject to risk. It's a legislated, guaranteed increase. This number right here, this is where the power is. An 8% annual government-guaranteed return that is also adjusted for inflation.
Seriously, try to find another investment on planet Earth that offers that kind of deal. You can't. By simply being patient, you are investing in your own future benefit and earning a return that is the envy of the financial world. It is one of the best and safest financial deals available to anyone, period.
Let's make this real with some numbers. Let's say your benefit at your full retirement age is $2,500 a month. If you claim early at 62, that benefit gets permanently slashed to about $1,750. But if you wait until age 70, those delayed retirement credits boost your benefit to around $3,300. That's not a small difference. That is over $1,500 extra every single month for the rest of your life. Over 20 years, that adds up to hundreds of thousands of dollars in extra guaranteed income. And this brings us right back to one of the most critical and honestly often overlooked parts of this whole decision: the impact on your spouse. If the higher earner files early and locks in that smaller check, that is the check their surviving spouse will have to live on for the rest of their life. But if that higher earner delays until 70 to maximize the benefit, they're not just getting a bigger check for themselves. They are basically buying the best possible life insurance for their partner. They're guaranteeing their spouse the largest possible inflation-protected income stream for life. This is absolutely a household decision. Okay, so the logic is pretty compelling, right? But how do you actually apply this to your own life? I get it. Understanding the concept is one thing. Feeling confident enough to actually do it is another. So let's move from the why to the practical how. There are 3 really clear steps you can take. First, you have to see your own numbers, not just my examples, and that means using the official calculators on the Social Security Administration's website. Second, if you're married, you have to sit down and make prioritizing the survivor benefit essential part of your plan. And third, you need to figure out how you're going to cover your expenses in those years between retiring and claiming. People call this a bridge strategy. This first step, it's completely non-negotiable. Don't rely on generic articles you find online or, well-meaning advice from your neighbor. Go directly to the source, SSA.gov. You can create an account, you can see your official earnings record, and use their calculators to get your personalized projections. You need to see in black and white what your monthly check will be at 62, at your full retirement age, and at 70. That data is the foundation for making a really confident decision. All right, let's shift our perspective for a minute. This isn't about depriving yourself or taking some big risk by waiting. It is the exact opposite. This is about playing the long game. It's about trading a little bit of short-term anxiety for decades of long-term financial peace and resilience. This quote just nails it. You have to view the decision to delay not as a sacrifice, but as the smartest, safest investment you can possibly make in your own future. While the stock market is going up and down, this 8% annual growth is guaranteed. It's an incredibly powerful tool to build a rock-solid income floor that will be there for you no matter what happens in the economy. So, we've busted the myth, we understand the new reality of retirement, and we've reframed Social Security as longevity insurance. We've laid out a clear path forward. Now, it all comes down to one single powerful action. This right here is the one lesson I want you to take away from our time together. Do not let fear, or impatience, or outdated advice compromise the financial security you've worked so hard to build. You now understand the profound, lifelong benefits of strategic patience. And the tool to secure that future? It is literally at your fingertips. It doesn't cost a dime, you don't need a financial advisor. It just requires a few minutes of your time. Go to the official Social Security Administration website, SSA.gov, and run your numbers. And that's the question I want to leave you with. What will your guaranteed benefit be at age 70? It's not just a number on a screen, it's a representation of security, of stability, and peace of mind for you and your family for decades to come. As we close out, just remember that powerful new way of thinking about your benefit. See it for what it truly is, longevity insurance. It's a safety net designed to protect you from the very real risk of outliving your other savings. And please don't forget the most helpful insight we talked about, the incredible power of those delayed retirement credits. That 8% guaranteed inflation-protected growth you get by waiting until age 70 is one of the single best financial deals of your entire lifetime. So here's a final reassuring thought. Taking the time for this one strategic decision, it will secure a higher income floor for the rest of your life. And just as importantly, it will protect your spouse's future. It's a choice that pays dividends in peace of mind, and it allows you to enter your later years with a real sense of calm confidence and genuine security.